AITA for wanting to wear high heels at my wedding despite my fiance's objection. My fiance, 31, is short. His height has always been a source of insecurity for him, and he takes others' comments too seriously. With our wedding approaching, he asked if I'd consider wearing flat shoes at the wedding. I was confused. Like very confused. I asked if he was joking, but he went on a rant about how doesn't want to be made fun of on his own wedding, and that if I choose to wear high heels then we will look awkward in the photos and in front of the guests. I refused, and he kept calling me selfish and inconsiderate and said that I prioritized a pair of high heels over his comfort and happiness for the big day. He had his mom involved and she is pushing me to reconsider. When I refused to discuss it, she said that my unwillingness to cooperate is a huge indicator of my level of maturity. She then went on a long rant about what lengths real wives are willing to go to help out their husbands, and said that I'm apparently too immature and shallow to be committed in a marriage if I make such an issue out of it. Am I being selfish? It's not just about what I want, but the high heels help make the wedding dress look better, and I feel like I deserve to look my best at my own wedding, just like every bride's dream. His insecurity is preventing me from getting that. AITA? Edit. Typos. To clarify, I'm slightly taller, but he said he doesn't want me to look any taller than that. Answering some questions. 1. The guests he was talking about are his male friends and the men in his family. They comment on his height all the time. Call him names from Shorty, Koala, Lil D, Hobbit, and the list is long. They even have a list of jokes about him. 2. Like I said, I'm slightly taller and he doesn't want me to be any taller. 3. We had similar arguments about this height issue before, but this is the first time he asks me to not wear heels. Other times he lets me wear them, but sometimes refuses to attend events with me. 4. I'm 27 for those who are asking about my age. Info. This can't be the first time this has come up during y'all's relationship. What do you normally do? How does that conversation normally go? Info. Does he know there are men's dress shoes with built-in discrete platforms for just this sort of situation? Some friends of mine took this approach for their wedding because the groom was short. He should look into those. Tallmenshoes.com is a thing. They sell shoes for men that look normal but actually give them a few extra inches of height. Up to 5 inches. And then you can then add their inserts for even more height. I think it'd fix this situation for both of you. I think the real asshole are his male friends and relatives who mock his height. TBH. Maybe he could wear lift shoes, so you could wear heels without it being so noticeable? On the whole, I'm unsympathetic towards men making their insecurity women's problem. But I feel he's been systematically bullied and is acting from a traumatized position. Info. What is the dynamic between him and your guests? He went on a rant about how doesn't want to be made fun of on his own wedding. Do your or his relatives have the habit of making jokes about his height? I can empathize with someone not wanting to get bullied on their wedding day. What real wives are willing to do. Like a real man who gets his mama to fight his battles for him. Yeah, shows great maturity. Fearful face. I am a tall woman engaged to a wonderful but not as tall man. In the beginning, he would feel a little self-conscious about our height difference when we dressed up. And many times I do not wear heels in consideration of him. But he would never let his insecurity get in the way of my happiness and bring his mother into it. That's weird. You deserve to look and feel your best on that special day, so NTA for that. But you guys sound like you have some things to work through before marriage. NTA, but it's a red flag for him to bring his mom into his arguments. 2 against 1 isn't a good look. He can buy some inserts for his shoes to make him appear taller. Tell him to wear lifts if he is uncomfortable. NTA. Would he wear lifts in his shoes? Then he can seem taller on his wedding day and maybe feel better about himself for the photos. NTA. As RuPaul once said, never wear flats to make someone else feel tall. Lets you wear them and refuses to attend events with you? I have to wonder why you want to marry him. He's insecure about something he can't change. He'd better develop a thicker skin about his height. If he did that, his friends, are they really friends if they torment him? Would probably stop ragging on him if they didn't get a reaction. That said, you are NTA for wanting to wear heels in your wedding. But I would advise thinking about comfort. Being in heels for hours standing between the wedding, photos, reception, etc., can be pretty miserable. On top of it, are they new shoes? If they're not broken in, you're going to be in that much more pain. Update if you do get married. I wore heels at my wedding and my late husband was shorter than me and he was gushing over his Amazon bride. I thought it was adorable. Buy him shoe lifts that Korean celebrities use. He deserves to look his best too. It's unreasonable to request you not to look your best, but I do feel bad for him. Why don't you both wear high heels? I know plenty of women in relationships with shorter men. This is a slightly tricky one as I understand that there's a lot of societal stigma on men who are shorter than their female partners. But there's also a lot of societal pressure on women to have longer, more lithe frames, which heels help with. Thus why I wear them despite having a short BF, plus I just like the way they look. Honestly, my biggest suggestion is therapy for him, both to deal with his body image issues and perhaps with you, to learn how to communicate. For me, the biggest problem here isn't his insecurity with his height, but his reaction to your desire to wear heels. His choice to involve his mom, and his implied choice to stand by her lecturing you about the sacrifices a real wife makes. That's not a great attitude with which to go into a marriage. Emo. I'm 5 feet 7.5 inches. The woman I dated and married is 5 feet 10 inches. I cannot remember whether she wore heels or not, but it is obvious that she was much taller than me. I did not care. I tell people it does not matter in the horizontal position. BTW, my son is 5 feet 9 inches. Or can be 8 inches. And his wife is 6 feet 1 inch. Your soon-to-be husband is tall if he has to run to his mommy to get you to change your mind. I would reconsider marrying him if this is his way to deal with disputes between you two. I suspect that this is not the first time that his unhealthy attachment has reared its ugly head. You should tell your future Mill that real husbands have a backbone. Do not cry to mommy when things don't go their way. Real moms shouldn't try to come between a husband and his wife. Edit. Missing word. NTA. I would have said N.A.H. until he got his mummy involved. Don't marry someone who can't settle this between just the two of you and has to get others into force you to change your mind. If he is this insecure over his height, he needs to recognize this and get himself some form of help. Controlling others around you to comfort yourself isn't a particularly healthy habit to have.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.